My pleasure to serve as Master of Ceremonies today. I'm Mike Vieira. I'm the Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, and I'm happy to bring the greetings of Vice President Sarah Garrett, who's out ill today, and in a moment we'll have greetings from the President, who is also under the weather. But I think it's incredibly appropriate in this time of world turmoil that we pause a bit and reflect on peace and on peaceful initiatives. So without further ado, we'll start the festivities, and I'm happy to introduce Sally Cameron, who's our Vice President of College Communications, who will bring the welcome and the official greetings from the college. Sally?
Thank you. Good morning. On behalf of President Sprague, who sends his greetings from his sickbed, which is the only reason he would miss this day, welcome to this important and symbolic event. It is my privilege to bring you greetings from the college and to recognize the effort of the Civic Engagement Office to make this dedication a reality. Today, the dedication of the Peace Pole gives us an opportunity to think about peace and consider how to make the inscription, "May peace prevail on earth," a reality. It's particularly fitting at this dedication that the college is announcing the launch of an active peacemaking effort to bring comfort and care to the people of Japan. It's particularly fitting today because this peace pole, which first grew from the peace movement in that country, is the event to launch this fundraising effort for the people of Japan struggling with the aftermath of the tsunami and the earthquake. Funds raised will be sent to the American Red Cross for their relief efforts in Japan. There will be opportunities to give what you can starting today, right there. That structure there is a place where you can drop your extra change or any money that you want to give, and you'll be seeing a number of different activities throughout the rest of the semester. Since being invited to bring these greetings, I've been considering the concept of peace. Think for a moment what it means to you. It is tempting to consider peace as something passive. After all, peace is usually considered an opposite of war, of chaos, of disorder. It can be tempting to believe that peace can only prevail if everyone else behaves correctly. That is, if others don't wage war, or others don't create chaos, or others don't cut you off in the parking lot. So that can make the concept of peace prevailing on earth a nice theoretical, but not likely to happen. So how can installing a pole make peace prevail? As I've thought about this, I've come to believe that I can embrace the peace pole instead as a symbol of a different, more active definition of peace. Peace not as a collective construct, but instead as an integral, personal one. In the New Testament, St. Paul urged his readers, "As far as it is with you, live in peace with all." His point is that as far as waging peace in our world, we have a critical role and one over which we have control. So as we install this symbol today, I charge you, as members of the college community that I am a part of too, what will you do to make peace active in your own life? How will you draw a circle around yourself and say, as far as possible within this circle, there will be peace? After all, that is the power that you have over yourself. But as we each commit to this, how much peace can we wage? How much better a community will we have as we all commit to act kindly and wage peace in our own lives? So I invite you, as I'm going to do, let this pole that's going to be on each of our campuses be a symbol to you. As you walk by it daily, recommit yourself to peace where you have control within your circle. As far as it is with you, be at peace with all. Thank you again to the Civic Engagement Office, to Professor Mary Zahm, to Jen Bollet, and to Melissa Massey, who directed this effort. Join me in honoring their efforts, not just today, but by drawing this circle and bringing peace within it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. We're going to move ahead with the history of the peace polls. And for that, we have Wendy Da Flip, who's the Executive Director of United Neighbors Fall River. Wendy?
Good morning. Okay, I admit it. I am one of those. I have a peace decal on my car. I know that you're probably shaking your head and saying, Wendy, the age of Aquarius is over. Get with it. We're 12 years into a new millennium. But I've probably had a peace decal on my car from the very first VW Bug that I drove sometime in the 60s up until today. I recently scraped the old one off the windshield and was putting a new one on my Toyota when I was approached by 2 college students. They politely asked me if I purchased the decal. Thinking that they wanted to purchase one for themselves, I effused about my purchase. They stopped me mid-effusion and said, "You and the world would be a much better place if you took the money you spent on the decal and sent it to an organization promoting peace." I was speechless, something that if you know me, you would agree rarely happens. The students moved on, and I thought about that encounter for a long time, and now wish I had the opportunity to find those students and talk to them. They are definitely correct in assuming that my $8 donation to a peace organization would be a more tangible contribution. However, after thinking about it, I decided that my peace decal had its importance as well. I did send a check to a peace organization and felt good that I was able to do that. But there's something to be said about having a visual reminder of peace on my car. I want people to look at the decal, recognize that it represents my wishes and desires to promote peace in my life and the lives of those with whom I connect. I want people to know that I am working along with many others in the community to bring about peace and domestic tranquility to our lives. We are a society that responds to visual reminders. Corporate logos, team logos, school logos, we sport them all, and we instantly understand what they mean and what the logo wearer is trying to say about his or her connection to the organization thus represented. We display logos because we are proud, we are supported, we are connected to the brand, and in my case with the peace sign, because we desire more than what we have. Pursuing peace is something we take very seriously at my organization, United Neighbors of Fall River Community Connections Coalition. To that end, we have initiated the Peace Poll Project, and these peace polls and the one outside represent number 48, 49, and 50 in the greater Fall River area. From prehistoric times, people have stood stones on one end as a testament or as a memorial. Japan has a very strong tradition of this. Vertical stones with texts were engraved on them are something that has always been common in Japan. So in 1955, when Masahi Goi wanted to make public statements about peace, that was the tradition he followed. Since then, peace poles have been planted on sites that include the Tomb of Confucius in China, the Allenby Bridge separating Israel and Jordan, the Pyramids of Giza, the magnetic North Pole in Canada, and right here in Fall River at 50 different locations. Jimmy Carter, Mahatma Gandhi, Deepak Chopra, John Lennon, and Bono have all planted peace poles. Peace poles are handcrafted monuments erected the world over as international symbols of peace. They are four-sided, approximately 6 feet tall. There are thousands of peace poles worldwide. On one side of the pole, in different languages, it says, "May peace prevail on earth." The purpose is to spread the message and to act as a constant reminder for us to visualize and pray and hope and desire world peace. Peace begins in the hearts and minds of each individual. as we learn to honor each other, our environment, and all creation on earth, the vision of global peace through sincere communication will gradually become a natural way of life. By igniting the flame of international friendship through the constant reminder, may peace prevail on earth, we can stimulate a shift in attitudes in all areas of planetary work: political, economical, environmental, educational, and social. The Peace Pole Project is a nonprofit grassroots movement. We are delighted that Bristol Community College has joined us in this worldwide effort to bring this powerful message of peace to the people of all lands. I'm not sure that there's anything more important than peace. I'm also not sure that we think about it very often. If prayer ever works, if artistic expression ever has any effect, if there ever is value in building a monument to anything, it seems to me that one ought to be built to peace. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in Fall River. May peace prevail at Bristol Community College. May peace prevail in our homes, and may peace prevail in our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's pretty impressive that we have about 50 peace poles in Fall River. I think that's a good sign and a good symbol of the direction the city is moving in, which is an appropriate time to bring forward our mayor, the Honorable William Flanagan, who is going to bring greetings from the city. Mayor Flanagan.
Let me begin by saying that it's an honor for me to be back here once again at Bristol Community College, especially for the unveiling of the peace poles here on campus grounds. And as Wendy so eloquently stated, it's approximately 50 peace poles that we have put on display here in the city of Fall River. And it shows our commitment to peace and our commitment to a safe community. Public safety is one of the paramount issues of our administration, and it's important that we as a community show our dedication to a peaceful and safe community, a community where the senior citizen can walk down the street or a mother can bring her children to a playground without being in fear of becoming a victim of a crime. And throughout the whole 2 weeks, we have been hosting a number of peaceful coalition events with United Neighbors and other partners here in the city of Fall River. And just last week, we were at Durfee High School with the Peaceful Coalition. And we were engaging our high school students, some of who have been involved in gangs or have been involved in crime, and getting the message to them how important it is to turn from a life of violence to a life of peace. And it's the demonstrations that we make as a community that show how important it is to live in a safe community. And there's a number of initiatives that we have taken on here at the government level, whether it's hiring back more police officers or working with social programs. We're doing our best to promote safety, public safety here in our city. And it's so important that we have the buy-in from all of you here today, because you, like I, know how important it is to live in a safe community, how important it is to have that sense of safety. And when I work with our police chief, Dan Racine, he has a saying, sometimes the fear of crime is worse than crime itself. And I truly believe that. We need to continue to promote peace in our community, continue to promote our city's image, to improve our self-esteem, to let people know that we are a safe community. And it's working with good people like yourself who will continue to make a difference. And both Wendy and I always say, no one person can bring about peace by themselves. It takes a community. It takes government. It takes this average day citizen. It takes the business community. It takes the nonprofit community. It takes all of these people working together. And by working together, we'll bring about the changes that we need. So it's an honor to be with all of you here today, not only to bring greetings on behalf of the city of Fall River, but to commend you for all the great work you're doing here at Bristol Community College. I'm always so proud to come on the grounds here and to recognize all of the great work that you are doing. This is really a jewel we have here in our city. And through the commitments that you have all made to peace here in Fall River, I commend each and every one of you. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yesterday he was introduced as a friend of Bristol Community College, and the fact that he's here pretty much every day now, I guess, is a good testament to that friendship. So thank you. I'd like to call forward now Jennifer Boulay, who is going to speak a little bit and move forward with the presentation of the polls. Okay.
Okay, good morning, everyone. What a great crowd we have here. I'm pleased to see that everyone's here to support peace like this. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the initiative that we had at BCC and what the Peace Poll Project was here. Basically, Dr. Zam and I attended South Coast Serves, which is a collaborative group of different service groups in the area who share ideas and resources. And at one of the meetings, we did hear Wendy tell us about the peace polls, and we said, wouldn't that be a fabulous idea if we had that at BCC? Which then turned into all of the campuses having that at BCC. So when we ended up floating the idea by, we had this lovely line of students right here that led those efforts. They actually ended up painting the poles. They ended up creating the stencils for the most part, and they did all of the artwork. We ended up taking, or actually they took pictures of the entire process, which you can find on our Facebook page for BCC Civic Engagements. To tell you a little bit about how the initiative started, we actually had a kickoff event here, which was on the International Day of Peace, and that was back in September. And the International Day of Peace is a day that was, it was actually started September 21st of 1982, and that was something that was started by the United Nations. And it's a global call to cease fire, end conflict, and bridge cultural divides. So at that event, which we had Dr. Vieira spoke about that as well. We decided that it would be great to actually have the unveiling of the peace polls during the Gandhi King season of nonviolence, which is another period that is, it was declared by the United Nations, and that started in 1998. And it's a 64-day period that runs from January 30th to April 4th. And that was created to honor, to honor the 50th memorial of Gandhi and the 30th memorial of Dr. Martin Luther King. And as it turns out, March 31st is considered the Day of Peace during that period. So it was very fitting that we would have it today. Now the polls that we have 2 here which will go to the different campuses. And the polls that we have here have 8 languages on them. The 8 languages were selected by students at BCC. We had an online survey, and these were the top languages that were selected. Of them, we have American Sign Language, we have Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish. And again, we have a wonderful bunch of students, which I'd like to actually thank for that. We have Melissa Massey. Melissa was the one that spearheaded this entire project. She is a community service leader here at BCC, and this was a project that she ended up initiating. She did all of the collaboration within the college that, as far as getting facilities in line, getting a workspace, and just everything. And she also recruited this fine bunch of students that she has on the side of her. And of them were Jennifer Avery, Heidi Bruno. And may I add that Heidi Bruno has put in over 17 hours on this project alone. Nicole Collins. Amanda Costa. Alan Messier. Jill Raposa. And Jillian, I'm sorry if I don't say your last name properly, Jillian Bitsula? Okay. And in addition to that, we would also like to thank Carl Engtel from Facilities. They actually ended up designing the stands, the bases for these poles, and Sean Elliott, who provided the workspace for the students to work out of. Now, the photographs that were taken of the entire process can be found in two places. On the BCC Civic Engagement Facebook page, as I mentioned, and that's actually a great resource for students. If you are not involved in civic engagement at BCC, it's a good place for you to check out. We have a lot of projects that some of the students have done, posted there when they're recruiting for different service opportunities. They tend to recruit there. We have community partners that also utilize that space. So it's just a great hub for you to find out what's going on at BCC as far as service is concerned. In addition to that, the photos are also going to be sent to worldpeace.org. Thank you. So you can follow that project as well, that whole process. And actually, Melissa, if you don't mind coming up here for a moment. So we also have representatives from each of the campuses who will be accepting peace polls. These two over here will go to the two satellite campuses that we have, and we actually have one that's permanently installed outdoors, which we will visit in a few minutes for the Fall River campus. So we would like to actually hand these descriptions, these descriptions of the peace polls and how the project started at BCC. And we're going to actually call up some of the administrators that are here to receive these polls. First, on behalf of Fall River, we would like to call up Dr. Michael Vieira. Oh, Melissa, you want to go on the other side maybe? Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. And then for the Attleboro campus, we have Rebecca Clark, who is actually the assistant director for the Civic Engagement Program, and she will be receiving it on behalf of Kathy Giganta. And last but not least, for our New Bedford campus, we have the dean from the New Bedford campus, Teresa Romanovich. Okay, well, I thank you for coming out today, and just to tell you a little bit about the Center for Civic Engagement. For those of you who are students here, it's actually located upstairs in the G building, and there's a lovely banner similar to this banner that's in the center that says the Center for Civic Engagement. And to let you know, basically what you need to do is the requirement is to volunteer for 10 hours unpaid for a nonprofit organization in the community. And that's something that you would do over the course of the academic semester. There are different opportunities within any type of program that you may be studying here. And we have a lot of information listed on our website, so if you are not yet involved, I encourage you to get involved, and certainly check that out. I think it would be a great opportunity for you, and I hope that you have a very peaceful day. So thank you.
Whenever I think about peace, I tend to think of the prayer of St. Francis, and I don't know if some of you are familiar with that, but there are actually two versions, and one of them is make me a channel of your peace, and the other one is make me an instrument of your peace. And when you think about that, that really offers two very different opportunities. So if you channel the peace, then you're really becoming a vehicle, okay, of peace. So it's more of a reflective, prayerful, if you will, meditative process. So you can become a very active in the peace process, really on a very personal level, through reflection and prayer and meditation. Or you can be an instrument of peace. And when you think of an instrument, I think you think of more of being a change agent, really taking action, being a tool for peace. And I think in any given situation, an individual can be both. I think there are times where you want to just reflect, turn inward, and be peaceful or peace-filled. But then I think there are times when we all should be called to action, to become a peacemaker, whether it's within a group of friends or families or on campus or in the community or in the world. So I think our challenge when we see these polls, when we respond to calls to think about peace as we are today, is what are you going to do? Are you going to be the channel? Are you going to be the instrument? And they're both fine, and they're both very good. And I think at different times in life, you may be called to be different types of peace leaders, if you will. But I just thought that was an interesting way to look at where we are and where we can be in our lives. I'm always impressed with events like this on campus, and I think the fact that city representatives come out and faculty and deans and students get together from time to time to think about issues and to think about where in the world are we and where in the world can we be. Just yesterday, Steve Martin, who's one of the astronomy professors, did the first Senate lecture in the planetarium. And I always think I've got the best job in the world because I actually can take a break from my desk and go to something and really be informed and educated and sort of inspired. And that was a time where, he said, we're all stardust, okay, if you go back to the stars, right? What a great way to think about our place in the universe on this day when we talk about peace, because how can you really be in opposition to someone when you're really all related? If we really are all part of the same universe, then really we should all treat each other as if we are equal parts of the universe. You talked about the native people who don't say thank you for the food, but say thank you to the food. Okay, thank you water, thank you earth, thank you sky. What a great way to think about the universe and to think about our place here. So just a few thoughts to reflect upon.